Hi there, folks. Welcome to today's episode of the Chaikin Minute. I'm David Shulin. In today's Chaikin Minute, we are going to dive into one of our Chaikin hot lists. What are the Chaikin hot lists? Well, they're ideas lists available for you to peruse to look for possible ideas of stocks you could choose to invest in, short, whatever type of strategy is appropriate. Where do we find the hot lists? Well, the hot lists live in our list panel on the far left side of the screen. We see our user lists, of course, at the top. And I have a user list highlighted, but then we of course see our industries and indices and ETFs. We've talked about those before. You find the hot list down here at the bottom. We are going to talk about the featured bulls and bears hot list. By clicking this grouping, we see the hot lists that are part of this grouping. The other groupings include the Chaikin ideas list, which are also on our dashboard, the signals list, indicator hot list, power gauge hot list, factor movers, earnings hot lists, ETF hot lists, and some certain other hot lists. We'll talk about each of these at a given time in one of these videos. But again, today we'll talk about the featured bulls and bears, and there are, as we see, 4 lists. To view the stocks in one of the lists, click it. By clicking Classic Bulls, all the stocks in the Classic Bulls list now filter into our list here. We can see there happens to be 17 stocks in this list. We know that because this lists 17 bullish stocks. These are bulls only, so there are no neutrals or bears. The number of stocks in this list and in any hot list certainly will change from time to time, depending on the specific conditions of the market. How do we find out what Classic Bulls means? Hovering our mouse over top of the list name will show us a yellow pop-up window that explains what the hot list looks to accomplish. In this case, bullish stocks with intermediate term momentum likely to continue. In other words, stocks that have been bullish, stocks that have been outperforming the market or above a rising long-term trend line have likely been for a number of months and therefore likely to continue. And as we go through each of these stocks, we can see they've all been above the long-term trend line more or less for quite a number of months. They've been outperforming the market. They're bullish rated. Yeah. Strong outperformers, bullish rated, likely to continue. What about Classic Bears? Same exact thing, just the opposite, right? Been clearly underperforming below a falling long-term trend line, bearish rated. In this case, there are 7, right? There are less. Makes sense. We've been in a bull market, right? What about the other 2? Bullish turnarounds. Not many bullish turnarounds, only 1 right now. Looks to be a fairly small company as well. What is a bullish turnaround here? It's a stock which has been out of favor with intermediate term reversals likely to continue. This is a list that might help us find, some personality changes. Not really seeing a whole lot of bullish personality changes right now. What about on the bearish side? Yeah, only 1 at this moment as well. These lists will generally be on the smaller side. There are other ways in the screener and with the Chaikin ideas list, you can look, of course, for personality changes as well. How often and when do these update? Well, we can tell when these update because it tells you right here when you hover your mouse, updated Wednesday, September 15th. That's today. Different hot lists update in different intervals. Some are weekly, some are daily, some are quarterly. These featured bulls and bears do update on a daily basis. And if you want to make sure, hey, when did this last update? Just give your mouse a hover over the list name and it will tell you. We hope you've enjoyed today's episode of the Chaikin Minute. We will see you again tomorrow.